affect Drake's career moving forward? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Me personally, when I think of this case in itself, because Drake was basically accusing his label for basically botting the music of Kendrick Lamar, and basically botting the music of Kendrick Lamar overshadowed the music that he was putting out and their diss against each other. Regardless if that's true or not, and the reason why I say regardless is because, so this is the only time, if they did it, because this is alleged, so this is the only time the label has botted music, if they did that. So all the time you was with the label, they never botted your music. Drake, and I said this on other shows, I did the math on it, and it was mathing, right? Drake from 2000, I believe 2014 or 15, is the most streamed rapper that we've ever had for 10 straight years. So if you're accusing your company or the company that you're with for basically botting music that promotes another artist that's on their label that's going at you, and in the songs that they're talking about or he's talking about are saying things that's going against your character, so they didn't do that for you? Okay. So that's why it's regardless for me. That's why that's regardless for me. But him losing his case, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good because it feels like he's a sore loser. He got bodied against Kendrick Lamar. And I was one of the very few people, like song by song, I said, Drake made this song better than Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick had this song better than Drake. And I had it 3-2, Kendrick Lamar. But once Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, dropped and it rang out, the battle was over. And what I mean by that is this. Not Like Us is not a song that, like, bar for bar is like, oh my God, like that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Oh my goodness. No, it's not. But it goes hard and it rings out. When a song rings out, it is over. It is over. Like, I'm one of the people, again, that thought Blueprint was better than Nas Ether. And then when Jay-Z dropped Super Ugly with the Dr. Dre beat, I thought it was like, yo, Nas, chill, bro. Like, he taking the gloves off. He's talking about, it got nasty, right? But the reason why a lot of people say Ether won, because lyrically, Ether is all right. It's not crazy lyrically, but it rang out. And it was against Jay-Z at a time where Jay-Z was Jay-Z. Like, he's still Jay-Z, but I'm talking about in the music space, when you hear somebody going at the guy, and he landed a couple ones, and then the other one was like, ooh, that one wasn't so tough, but it rang out. It rang out, and once it rings out, it's over. So for Drake, Not Like Us rang out, and it's a good song. 10 years from now, people are going to be still playing Not Like Us. So at the end of the day, him trying to go the legal route, going the court route after he got smoked, it just it doesn't leave a great impression on people who engage in hip hop. Now, some people, if you make great music, all is forgiven. If Drake, and I've said this before, if Drake sat down and came out with an outstanding album, people going to still rock with Drake. People still rock with Drake, but if he come out with an outstanding album, people going to forgive that. It's going to forgive that battle. They're not going to throw it away, but they'll forgive it. You see what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar was able to capitalize on bringing great music, great diss records, and then he brought an album out. So that propelled him in the eyes of people of hip hop. So at the end of the day, this does make Drake look like a sore loser, in my opinion. It does. Because if he would have won the battle, would he would have took anybody to court? Would he would have took his label to court? If he would have won the battle, if people say, yo, Drake smoked him straight out, What he would have been saying that, yeah, the company using bots against me, and then the songs is reckless and it's not a part of my character. Would he even be doing this if he would have won? So this is why it makes him look bad in this particular situation. Shout out to the chat y'all going in the chat. Drake should go to, okay. Call his little homies to unalive. I can't finish that because, you know, because of the guidelines. But again, shout out to the second coming. I didn't know that. I didn't know that what you just said. Drake even. Okay. Okay. Drake look crazy. Never. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm not reading the end of some of these on purpose. Okay. I have to be very careful with the YouTube stuff or whatever. Steelers Nation. Shout out to Steelers Nation. Yeah, did y'all win today? Yeah, y'all did win today. Y'all did. Shout out to y'all, man. What about J. Cole? Shout out to Cairo in Canada. God is good. Much love and respect. Have a bless. We appreciate that. Drake is. I can't finish that right now. Yeah, y'all know why I ain't gonna finish that. You know what I'm saying? Drake has a way more hits than K. Dot. That could be true. That could. I would say that is true. Drake do have more hits than K. Dot. He does. But see, here's the thing, right? With legacy, it matters how you leave. It matters how you leave. You can have a whole lot of hits, but doesn't mean your hits is going to live out through time. I'm saying these particular artists not to come at them. I'm saying it so people can understand a time period. So I have to use their name mainly because they're great and they had a lot of hits. Artists like Will Smith and LL Cool J. Again, I'm not even necessarily putting them in the same name and breath because LL Cool J was the king of rap for a long period of time. He created the term GOAT. But if somebody in 2027 listens to LL Cool J's music and they've never listened to it before, they're going to find some great music. They're going to find albums that are in classes where a lot of artists can't really talk about. But some of those songs sonically today doesn't match up. So because those songs don't match up sonically today, the effect is not going to be the same. This is not a demerit on LL Cool J's music or his skill. This is just sonic. And in time, sonics does matter. So with Drake, he has a lot of hits. But it's going to be a point in time when we get to 2045. Yes, 2045 will be here one day, y'all. 2045, sonically, are we going to say Drake had more hits or what is more long-lasting? And the reason why I say that is because growing up as a little kid, there's music that still lasts today. Sonically, it still lasts today. And that artist didn't have all. He didn't have like the hits that this other artist had. But sonically, it still rings out. So the fact that he has more hits is kind of irrelevant because we're talking about in today and age. But again, when something rings out, that means forever. When something is like a true banger, it's forever. So that's why that word hits is kind of skewed. You know what I'm saying? Hits is forever. I'll say Drake has a lot of top 100 music in a sense where when he dropped it, it was top 100. But hits is forever. Sonically, it's, I mean, it does. Again, it's not a diss on Drake. It's just sonically, some things won't last. So, and the reason why that matters again, because not like us will last. It will last. So that's why that's kind of like irrelevant because you have a lot of artists that move like that. R. Kelly music is forever because sonically, the way he made it, it's timeless music. Michael Jackson music is timeless music. Michael Jackson was making futuristic music. If you listen to I get into an argument with people all the time. They say, what's the best Michael Jackson album? Thriller or Off the Wall? I say neither. I say neither. I always say it's bad. And the reason why I say it's bad, because sonically, it's laced with hip hop. Bad is laced with hip hop. The beat is laced with hip hop. And because it's laced with hip hop, it lasts forever. There's certain songs on that Off the Wall album that is nuclear bombs. But the reason why some of those songs had to be remade by other artists, because sonically, it lost its luster. And y'all know I'm not coming at the great one, Michael Jackson, but again, sonically it matters. Shout out to Dylan, appreciate you as always. Yeah, but Drake albums mainly is older ones are classic. Thank me. Can't read the rest. I'm reading the rest of it. I can't say it out loud. More like, if you go crazy, honestly, I think you shouldn't even compare Drake to Dot, because nah, you can compare it. You can compare it. We can't say because another artist sings on his music that you can't compare rap. Once you in the elk of rap, then you're gonna get compared. He's in rap. He's not in R&B. And it's the fact that he chooses to put harmony and vocals on his music, nah, it's comparable. It's comparable. It may not be all the way. You probably not saying they're not in the same vein. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, of course not. But at the end of the day, hip hop is hip hop. I'm saying overall though, not you. Overall, then all bets is off. You have to compare it because it's all hip hop. I don't disagree. I feel Drake is more a rapper, not singer. I'm the same way. Drake has some songs where he sung on that came out good, but rap is where he shines at. But again, when you have writers, to me that matters about MCing. Does it matter about being an artist? It always does for me, but for some people it don't. They just want the work. Legacy-wise, I mean, overall, I think both of them have had a great career overall. But a part of legacy is also how you leave. So that's why we have to consider that as well. How you leave the game matters. It matters. It matters. Shout out to Ike Love in the building. Does it count if he has a ghost? I just said it does matter. That matters as well. That matters because when you have a writer in any capacity, you're not cheating, but you're going to garner more songs with less work. With less work. There's a machine that's feeding you. So it does matter, in my opinion. Hello, big dog. Shout out to appreciate you in the building. A in the building. It seems to be determined. I mean, that again, what I'm saying again is for me. That's what I think. You know, who has the better career overall? Honestly, I think it's even to be honest with you, only because the situation where Kendrick is right now, right? And how it ended up. The beginning of that it's not even close, to be honest with you. It's not even close. But when you go head to head with somebody, you're like imagine this, right? Think of it like boxing, right? If you win 80 fights and this person won 40 fights, and then y'all fight head to head, all his belts is on the line, all your belts is on the line, and he beat you, he wins. Are you still gonna say, well, I had the better career even though he's the only person that beat me? You're not gonna say that, right? So that's how I look at it as well too. Eminem is more of old school rapper than he is a singer. Yep, yeah, but we're we're mostly getting into the fact that Drake lost his well, he didn't even lose. They threw out his case, his lawsuit against his label. So a big reason I wouldn't say K Dot is because Drake. Wait, I mean, but see, also, and again, you may not be wrong about that. You may not be wrong about, because again, and I don't want to sound like no hater, or because I'm not a hater. I don't hate neither one of them for anything, like for real. But their music is not my go-to, me personally. So I really look at this objectively, and I don't have no dog in the fight on me saying who's better and that person is better. Like I don't have no dog in that fight, right? Like real talk, because either one I say, people will be like, oh, I'm not hating on neither one of them. Trust me, I'm not. I can sing and I can rap, and I don't need to hate. I'm very skillful in what I do, and I'm very proud of my career. But in this elk, their music is not my go-to. So me personally, I'm just looking at this objectively. People have an argument to say that Drake got way more hits. That's something you can say, and that can be true, right? But when songs ring out, like with Kendrick Lamar has a lot of long-lasting songs. Some artists have songs for that time period, and they just count it on their jacket, right? Like, yo, that song is a banger, that song is a banger, but that song was a banger back in that time. You can only play it back in that time. That's why I brought up the LL Cool J comparison, because, again, LL Cool J made a lot of fire music, but sonically, and it's only sonically, some of that music is not going to hit the same because it's not in today's vein. But when it came out, oh, it was going crazy. So that's why I say having more, it's kind of like double loaded. You know what I mean? Because throughout time, if something doesn't ring out and it's just for that time period, then do they really have more? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like the movie 300, right? And the guy was like, yo, we was eager to meet up with y'all, but you bring a handful of these soldiers? Like, what's up with you, Leonidas? And he like, hey, you, what's your profession? He's like, I'm a potter. Hey, you, what you do? I'm a sculptor. What's your profession? I'm more soldiers than you, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So stuff ringing out matters. So, but you make a great point though, Dylan. You make a great point. I get that, but I truly believe that it's a lot of people who still bump OG. Listen, people still bump. I'm not up here. If anybody heard what I said and say that I'm bashing Drake or to bash Kendrick, that's not what I'm doing. And I know you're not saying that in particular. I'm just want to make that clear, that I don't want nobody to think that at all, because I'm not a hater. I have nothing to hate about. But I'm just telling like how I see it. This does not make Drake look good after losing a battle and then taking somebody to court for something that he benefited off of for years and years. And if he would have won the battle, would this even be a court issue? Because a part of him going to court again, and I have to iterate, is the fact that he feels that there was bots that was promoting Kendrick Lamar's music through his company, through the same label that he's on. So all these years, they just pick now not to like you, so you the benefit of none of those bots being the top streaming artists in the last 10 years, or the top streaming hip hop in the last 10 years. You didn't benefit from none of that. So now because you took the L, now it's an issue. Oh. So that's how I look at that. That's how I look at that. That's a part of legacy as well. At the same time, maybe I'm thinking it's because I feel that way, because at the end, it is very subjective. Music is very subjective. And again, I said this before, and again, I'm not saying these names to diss. I'm saying them names because they're great and they make different music and is not traditional. An artist like Pitbull, who's not traditionally, he doesn't do traditional rap, even though when he first came out, he was doing hardcore type of rap, but he found his lane in doing big pop rap. And that's the lane that the world know him at. Pitbull makes Super Bowl music. Pitbull makes theme music and it rings out. And some people will look at Pitbull as like, yo, he's the guy. What are you about to play, Lil Wayne? And I take that or put on Pitbull. And again, I'm not saying that as a diss. I'm saying that is that music is subjective. So anybody that's different and does non-traditional, is somebody that's going to rock with them all the way down. So again, I'm not saying that artist as a diss. Shout out to Be Real in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. That was all right. Okay. Hit them likes, hit the 100s while you're here. You know, be real. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be funny. I'm from Brooklyn too. I love a good joke, bro. But damn, that shit fell. Appreciate you though, man. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. The gaming. Appreciate you tapping in. I can use. Come on, man. Like, see. When bros, and I know it be dudes that be trying to flame, knowing I would take your girl, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, just terrible, bro. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. It's cool. It's cool. Just leave your lady away from me. It's cool. It's cool. Hit them likes and hit the 100s while you're here, my G. Like, that's crazy. A guy trying to bag on another guy, and you don't even know me. Like, shout out to Dylan. That's probably the funniest thing you said. But you on my pod. Like, that's the funniest thing I said, but you on my pod. Like, that's like going to somebody's party and trying to crack on them when all the girls is looking at them, everybody fucking with them, but you just want to be different just to stand out. You want to be a stain. Have the ability to stand out by being positive, bro. If you can't do that, then I don't know what to tell you, my G. How you go on somebody else's joint trying to go in, and then when they go at you, they say, oh, now that ego is real. Right? So I can't say nothing, right? I can't say nothing. I just let you say what you say, right? And you at my party. Yeah. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you give trophies to everybody. This is what happens, bro. Because everybody thinks, but get out of here, bro. Get out of here. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't feel like they got behind you no more. Oh, my goodness, brother. I appreciate you for tapping in. You know what? You don't got it, but I'm going to let you be, man. Like, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. This is probably the most, the thing that you could, like, have control over in your life by saying something on social media. Shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're probably doing it from your parents' crib. So shout out to you from your room, actually. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. That's crazy. Because I don't know nobody that got motion that watches me that say stuff like that. That's crazy. Shout out to you, though. It'll say for you. You feel me, Dylan? You feel me? Like, that's crazy. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Question. What happened to protecting our neighborhood?